The last R is redistribution. This relates to the cell cycle effect. Cells are more sensitive or more radiosensitive at or close to mitosis, and cells in the latter part of the S phase are more radioresistant. So, what is redistribution? Well, redistribution really refers to more of the cells after radiation being in a resistant phase, because the most sensitive cells were killed. However, while the cells might immediately be more resistant, the population rapidly becomes desynchronized. The net effect is the sensitization of the surviving population, because the number of surviving cells redistributes into sensitive phases of the cell cycle. This occurs both in tumor and acutely responding normal tissue. Here's an interesting plot just highlighting how radiosensitive or radioresistant cells are in the different phases of the cell cycle. So, why is this important? Well, timing between fractions could make a difference to the treatment. When you irradiate, give a fraction of radiation to a tumor, then the majority of cells that are going to be killed are those that are near mitosis. The remaining cells are in more resistant phases. If you wait 24 hours until the next fraction, then the cells redistribute. In other words, they get messed up, and the cells are in all different phases of the cell cycle again. However, if you do hyperfractionation and give doses 3 times a day, then it's possible the cells remain partially synchronized. And if you time it right, then you can hit it with the next dose of radiation when more cells are in the sensitive phase of the cell cycle. Now, despite lots of experiments on animals, we still haven't found a way of taking advantage of this cell cycle effect. But it is a really neat idea. I want to talk, before we finish, a little bit about high LET. High LET basically involves irradiating tumors with high LET radiation. Cancer cells won't have as much opportunity to repair with high LET radiation. That is one benefit. Of course, you could also say that acutely responding and normal responding tissue might not be able to repair either. Hypoxic cells are susceptible to high LET radiation, and this isn't the case as much with low LET radiation. And we've talked a little bit about the cell cycle effect, but when it comes to high LET radiation, this just isn't a factor. So there are a number of reasons why trying LET radiation might be promising for radiotherapy. Treating cancers with a high capacity for repair, for example, is one area that people are looking at. Treating highly hypoxic cancers. And apparently there are cancer cells that get trapped in a resistant cell cycle. For example, in glioblastomas, which would be more sensitive to high LET radiation. However, the main big reason why we don't this is just cost. It's hugely expensive. Just to sort of showcase this, here's some images of contemporary carbon ion radiation therapy facilities in Japan and also in Heidelberg, Germany. The facilities needed to generate these high LET beams are huge, even relative to the patient being irradiated. You require a massive building to generate these beams of high LET radiation. So maybe in the future we will see high LET, but at the moment there isn't any high LET facilities in the United States.